Today we are going to speak about well-being in schools from a very special perspective, which is the positive education perspective and also mindfulness. I already gave a Europass talk on mindfulness, so this is going to be like really short at the end. But well-being is a very wide concept, and summarizing it in half an hour is like very hard. So what we are going to do actually is we are going to have an entire live course on this, and I have just received the confirmation that our live course starting on the 9th of June, which means in 1 week, which is next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Italian or Spanish time, is confirmed. So we already have teachers, as you, from all around the world, I suppose, ready to be immersed in this new kind of live course, online education with us, which makes me very happy and challenged. So today we are going to go through some aspects of this, but then really it would be great to make this deeper, maybe with some additional information and education. So well-being, it's like now everybody is speaking about like well-being is very hard now. It was hard before, and now it's impossible to have well-being with the coronavirus and have well-being in schools, in organizations, in companies, in families, in society. So that's true, right? We are in a challenging moment. In coaching, we don't really say we are in a difficult moment. No, we prefer to replace negative words such as difficult with other words. Words like challenging moment is a new moment. So, how we speak is really important, because our thoughts can become words, but then our words become actions, and our actions become habits, and our habits may become character, and our character may become our future. See? So it is really important when we speak and when we think to start with the right foot, which is let's do in the positive way. And positive, as you know, is part of our title today, which is positive education. Positive education derives from the application of positive psychology to education. And positive psychology itself is a new discipline. It's something that is science, it's something which is psychology, but it's a new branch of psychology. So somehow the focus is not in diseases, pathology, problems, dysfunctions, is mostly on what we have is what strengths we have is about resources. So this kind of a switched focus is really important as well for education. If you think about your students, if a student says, hey, no, this is difficult for me, it's like, okay, this is difficult, but maybe it's also something else. If you don't want this to be difficult, how would you like it to be, right? So, and this is a growth mindset. We used to distinguish between fixed mindset and growth mindset. And the difference between the two, which is really important, is that the growth mindset is the one that we need for well-being, which is I can learn and still I can create my skills, I can work on my abilities so that I can change, so that I can improve. So while a fixed mindset is like, well-being doesn't exist. No, with the coronavirus, never. Okay, so that's the really the change. So with a growth mindset, we approach well-being in a different way, which is we can learn and we can practice and cultivate life skills and happiness skills, well-being skills, that once we have interiorized them, we can also teach them and we can facilitate them in others. But the first change has to come from within. And this doesn't mean that you have to be perfectly a master, on well-being and things like that, but really to have an introspective focus on this topic as well, right? So every time, usually at the end of my courses, teachers are like, I have worked a lot also myself. It's just like, of course, because if the teacher is happy, then also students will be happy. Does it make sense? Maybe? Yeah. So in positive education, we usually take inspiration from a model which is invented by Martin Seligman, which is like the father of positive psychology, which is the PERMA model. PERMA is an acronym which stands for positive emotions, positive relationships, engagement, meaning, achievement, and so on. We will go through this in a bit. Basically, in this theory, these components all together make people having a different perspective on life and looking for the positive instead of for the negative, as we said at the beginning. So, for example, positive emotions. We have, now if I ask you, which emotions do you know? Usually people start with anger, frustration, stress, So somehow it's easier to list the negative emotions because they're adaptive for us. So we need to know them pretty well, so then we can, cope with them. But on the other side, it's harder sometimes to make a long list on positive emotions, because positive emotions are always, it's like, when you ask somebody on the street, how are you? I'm fine. It's like, why fine and not great? Or, it's okay. Like, okay, how? Like, I'm calm, or, I'm relaxed, or I'm satisfied, or I'm enthusiastic. Yeah? So all this contributes to another approach to the day and to the lesson as well. Okay. And about relationships, when we start to have a different perspective on relationships and look at the positive of them and nurturing the relationship and accepting the others, and also recognizing what their strengths are, for example, and acknowledging them with the fact that we know, this helps people also to be like stronger and happier. And then also if we insert gratitude in these relationships, then relationship will flourish in a positive way. So positive relationship is another element of this model that for your students, you already know is really, really important. Engagement is another part of the model. Engagement corresponds to the flow somehow, and when somebody engages with something means that you are really in the process, in the activity, and you're striving for completing the activity. You are immersed in it, and nothing else seems to matter. And this means that you like and you enjoy what you're doing, and then nothing is going to distract you, because you're focused on the activity, because you have pleasure, and you can have the proper skills to accomplish this. Another very important element in this is achievement, or accomplishment. It's like, hey, I did it. I complete the task, or I achieved my goal, my objective, and I did it. So the awareness that derives from this, the awareness that is like being conscious that you did it, maybe with the help of somebody, with some resources that can be also external, but your effort was there and you're pretty conscious of this. So, and this is also very important as a celebration moment. Like, how is important to celebrate when some of your students is doing something good, giving a positive reinforce to this. So nice praise words, or a party together, or reflecting with them. Hey, how did you do it? Hey, when you achieved this, what did you do this time that you didn't do last time? What was your approach? What strategy did you use? How do you feel? So success itself shouldn't be like the end of the route. Shouldn't be like the final step. No, it should be actually an intermediate step. So you have success in this, but then since you reflect on it, then you can grow it more for the next time, because you are aware of your success and you are happy with yourself as well. Also, we have to consider that when we make a mistake, this could be also a great achievement. Making a mistake is an achievement. Yes, why? Because you're practicing, and because you're discovering new things, and because we are learning new aspects also of ourselves. So when a student is making a mistake, this is an opportunity. If we could replace the word mistake with opportunity, that could be already a very good step into positive education, for example. And last but not the least, because maybe it's the most important, is the meaning. Meaning in the sense of running meaningful activities and also having a meaningful life, where life is not only your personal life, but your interest is in the others. Your interest is in collective satisfaction, for example. It could be like charity projects. It could be helping others, having a mission in life. It could be religious beliefs as well, like that gives you a meaningful life. So it is very personal matter, but when you run an activity in class which is meaningful with that for them, so which is linked to something that they use in their life, then this makes it see the difference. So I'm sure that if you're math teacher or science teacher, it's like you have had already some students asking, hey, but what's the meaning of this? Or history, what's the meaning of learning something that happens 3 centuries ago? It's like, then it's the time to reflect on the meaning with them. Because if you know the meaning, then your motivation will be more. And if you know the meaning, then you will integrate this with your life. And if you integrate with life, this means that then education and life are together. Otherwise, it's like one is on one side and one is on the other, while we spend a lot of time in schools. So that's life already. So being aware of these aspects, next time you are in class and you just like, or on your virtual class, how to establish a positive relationship with them. As I said, with positive comments. As soon as you detect a negative emotion, go deeper in that. What happened to you? And how can you replace these emotions? Also because our language sometimes is incorrect. A lot of researchers show that depression or depressed is a very common word we have on new media. And this is because depression is increasing. But this is also because I'm depressed has become like a normal word in our life, but it's not the correct one. Probably you're not depressed, maybe you're sad for something, but sadness is completely different from depression. Yeah. So having always this kind of approach where the positive and the negative, they go together. We cannot expect our students and our colleagues to be happy all the time, because this is not possible. What we can expect is people that are able to recognize the emotions, regulate their emotions and transform them into something else which can be useful for them and in their life. So another aspect in positive education which is really important is the strengths, character strengths. And this is a very important chapter because we have seen that there are some strengths that are particularly meaningful for life and for academic achievement. Martin Seligman and Christopher Peterson, they designed actually a model which is the VU character strengths education, which is designed on 24 strengths organized in 6 virtues that they have driven from philosophy, history, and so on. And they found out that if we cultivate these strengths, we become happier. And if we recognize and acknowledge these strengths in others, also the others can feel strong. And a lot of researchers show that, first of all, we have like curiosity as a strength. So people that are curious are those that are, a bit more satisfied with their life and also in school. So this was like transversally for adults and students. And then optimism. Optimism is not something that you have or not. We can also cultivate optimism. We can cultivate positive thinking as well. So this is something. And enthusiasm, which is also another very important element, which is making you maybe embarking in a new adventure instead of fears. You have enthusiasm and gratitude. So gratitude basically is when you are grateful for something that you have received for somebody, or maybe for something which is just there. So sometimes people, they don't really do any favor, they just exist in your life and you're just grateful for them because they're there. And showing gratitude to your students is great because you activate a circle of gratitude, because if you are grateful for them to come to the class, to do what they're doing, just to be as they are, and you accept also as them as they are, you are talking a new language with them. So they also will start to be grateful for you. Yeah, I don't know if this makes sense, and also in a few minutes it's very hard to summarize. Another element that has been marked as very important strength is self-control. So the ability to control yourself, your emotions, your actions. This is also a good predictor for happiness and academic achievement. And finally, we have perseverance, where perseverance is continue and try on again until you achieve what you want. And this doesn't mean that you are completely in this too much, but this means that you set yourself an objective, and even though there are obstacles and even though there are maybe painful moments, you just learn from these and you just go on with this. So cultivating strengths is really important also because these strengths may vary during life. And in every moment we are learning something new, and maybe in some moment we are more optimistic, and in some moment we are more brave, because another very important strength is bravery. And another moment we are cultivating spirituality or appreciation of beauty, which are also 2 other strengths in here, or social intelligence or teamwork, for example. So in different lifetime events, we are practicing some of them. And the thing is that if we just stop and think about, hey, what are my strengths and what can I do next even better to cultivate them more and share with the community I live in. Because if I know that I'm strong in this and that, and my neighbor, my classmate is strong in these others, we can make a perfect team. We can complete each other. See, does it make sense? And also, if you think as a teacher, what are your strengths? While focusing on what is missing, which sometimes happens because this is perfectly normal. And the other point is mindfulness. Mindfulness is a very big new element now in education, but really in psychology in general. It's a kind of a practice based on awareness and calm, awareness of what's happening, awareness of the moment, awareness of what's happening and what is not happening in your life. Awareness of what is the good moment to do something and what is the good moment to live it. Does it make sense? So mindfulness, which also includes meditation with no religious connotation at all, is a practice. So you can practice while you are drawing, while you are brushing your teeth. You can practice this while you're walking, or just like really meditating, like sitting, closing your eyes, breathe, and being conscious of your breath, which is going in and out, and so on. So mindfulness now is becoming like very popular in education because the results of mindfulness are really great. Along with this positive education paradigm, because they go together somehow, they go together, the school environment is changing because stress is going down. School staff, but students as well, are more able to focus because they're more aware of themselves and their emotions. And there is a kind of a self-compassion element, which is really important. And self-compassion doesn't mean that, like in some cultures, compassion is another thing. But what we mean in general, self-compassion is like loving yourself, like taking care of yourself, without guilt or a sense of guilty, or without, blaming yourself for something or think negatively about some aspect of yourself. Like self-compassion is like taking care of yourself, and also with the others, take care of the others. So it's like a step back, it's a step forward empathy. So if with empathy I empathize with the other, with compassion I empathize with the other, and I can also do something for them. See? Yeah. So this makes like the environment, instead of being like this or being down, is like in the good medium. So it's in the good medium vibe, where you're not too overexcited, or you're not too bored or too stressed or too sad, but you are in the middle. So you are able to see when the big wave is coming and to prevent your stress. So for example, before a test, the more you become aware of yourself, the more you know how to prepare yourself for the test. Or before they're writing the test, a good meditation, like closing your eyes, breathe, and listen to your breath and listen to yourself. Take a few moments just to focus on the good things that you have done already to be here and ready for the test today. Then this is already a great achievement, because sometimes really they are prepared for any test, but then emotions come and destroy the performance as well. So we could talk for a lot of time about this. I invite you to watch the previous talk I had on mindfulness, which was like just about it. And I hope you will be inspired, because there are some practical tools as well that you can use. I would like me to end this session today with an exercise that you can do every morning, or before you go to bed, or before a class, or after a class, either online or in person, which is the 3 good things exercise. It seems like banal. If they hear me say that it's banal, it's not banal at all. But it seems like very simple. It's like, okay, well, no. Like the issue with this is that you have to practice this. So at the beginning is like, okay, I can do it. And then the day after, I can do it. And then after 3-4 days, it's like, no, I have learned already. I know. No, you need to practice. And you need to practice at least for 3 weeks. Believe me, it works. So the thing is, let's say after a class, okay? So you end the class with the students and you just ask them to write down or draw as they want 3 good things they have done during the class. And this could be about achievement of like the task they're doing, so their performance if they want, but also can be about themselves or the others. For example, good things happen because I have helped Julia doing something, or I was calm during the exercise even though I'm not good at it. This is a very good point. Or I was able to complete the exercise in the right time with no stress, okay? Or just like today, I like the topic. That's it. So 3 good things. The power of this exercise is, first of all, you train your mind to focus on the positive. And second, you're sharing it. So a very good thing is to ask them, if they want, some of them, to share what they did good. Because sometimes, you know what happened? Sometimes people are a little bit ashamed to share with the others, a little bit like I'm ashamed to say I'm good or these good things happen to me, as if this good thing will disappear. I don't know in your culture, but somehow I have heard this pretty much in different countries. Yeah. So this helps people to say, hey, some good thing happened to me. Hey, I did something good, and so on. Before the class, so this is after. Before the class, I would say write down 3 good things that about you that you will practice to make this class being wonderful. For example, I like humor. I think I'm really nice, so I will use my humor in the classroom to make classroom nice. Or yesterday I studied a lot, so if somebody is needing my help, I can give this help. See? So it's like 3 good things which I possess that I can use to help the others and my teacher to do good the class. So to have a satisfied class at the end. And before you go to bed, or as soon as you wake up in the morning, try to do this also with your personal life. And you will see that you will sleep better, you will wake up full of energy, and you will, after a few weeks of practicing this, make it automatically. A lot of problems like sleep disorders are doing really great with this method, because it's not the same thing to go to bed looking at your iPhone or mobile phone at the news and disasters, and going to bed with the 3 little things. I would love you to write down 3 little things that you have done properly today, if you want, on the chat. Like 3 little things, 3 good, little or big things that you have done today. It could be anything. And also I will share with you mine. Teacher sharing is also very important. So the first thing I did good is I was able to connect to this talk, even though I had a problem with my computer. So then then I had another computer, so I'm really happy that I could fix it. And another good things I did well is I was patient with my cat, which is walking around, and I can see her. Well, maybe later I will show you her. And like I always worry about like her jumping somewhere out of the window because she had an accident. So I'm like, I have to take care of her. And the other thing is, another things I did good, I had a very nice, healthy lunch before our talk. And this is really great because we really have to take care of ourselves as teachers. So I'm looking forward to see you again, maybe in person from July in Barcelona or sometimes in Florence also. Sometimes I teach back to my original country. And otherwise, I'm open to any questions or suggestions. Just write me an email, marta.mandolini@europass.it. And for those who are coming from next week to my course, thank you for being there, and be ready, because even though we will be online, we will be practicing together with a lot of concrete things. So theory is okay, as you can see, but practice make usually the difference. So thank you very much for being here and for really having found some time for this. If you know any of your colleagues that wanted to attend the talk but couldn't, please remind them that this video will stay uploaded on our page, so they can go back and watch it anytime as they want. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a wonderful afternoon. Well, at least here it's 2:34, so afternoon is coming. See you soon. Bye.